Hey guys, kind of a new video here, but we're going to go over some Gundam card game news. And today we have a letter from the Gundam producer, the producer of the card game, I should say. And he just kind of addresses a couple of things, let you know, reasons for why they're doing certain things. And it's a pretty good read, so if you want to check it out, go ahead and check in the description down below for the entire thing. Before we get into this, I just want to address some things myself. So if you guys didn't know, Gundam is getting a lot of hate. This Gundam card game is getting a lot of hate, even from other avenues, such as even in the gunplay space, they're kind of hating on the card game. It's not really surprising, quite honestly, mainly just from Western audiences in general. Like if you guys watched the Game Awards like I did last night, you can check out the chats and Twitch, YouTube, no matter where you went, everyone was saying the same thing. Give us GTA 6, Elden Rings. Give us all the same franchises that we've been playing for the past couple decades. Just the same. So with that said, no one really likes anything new. But back when the Gundam card game was announced, yeah, there was a lot of hype. Even your boy was super hyped up. But there was a lot of comments that just dismissed the game as just like, oh, here's just another Bandai cash grab. Oh, didn't they already make multiple Gundam card games? Oh, why isn't this game digital? They should have just made a digital version. Not every card game needs to be digital, guys. So yeah, I get the criticism. Outside looking in, just with Bandai card games in general, when people look at them, they just say, man, they just recycled this game from their other card game, and they just recycled mechanics from this card game. Games like Digimon, One Piece, Dragon Ball Fusion World, Union Arena, they're all kind of super similar. And quite honestly, it had me hesitant when I saw the announcement that if these Gundam cards have a 1000 stat line, battle power, digital power, Gundam power, whatever it's going to be called, I don't think I was going to play it. But like I said, modern gamers just in general just don't like anything new. They always say they want new and unique things, but that has been happening for decades. Card games with new unique features always come out, but they just always tend to fail because people fall back into what they know. Things like Magic the Gathering Commander and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. They just always go back to it. How come these games always thrive in other countries, but never in this? All right, so let's just go ahead and just go through the letter here and kind of let you know this game is actually going to be called Gundam Card Game, CCG. I've been calling it the Gundam Trading Card Game or Gundam TCG. Is just Gundam Card Game. And they had a very specific reason on why they did that. So this is a pretty good read here, so you guys should definitely go ahead and check it out. But I want to go over this portion here. So it's Gundam Card Game Edition Beta has made available in advance in select regions, so some of you may already started playing it. But from December 14th, this will be officially released worldwide. Not really sure if it's going to be released on the 14th. Not really sure. That's literally tomorrow. For the recording of this video, if I can get up in time here. So I'm looking forward to the reactions from people from all over the world once they've had the chance to play it. So I'm not really sure what this is allowing to do. I know some stores already have the product around here. They just can't do anything with it, and they were essentially holding on to it till February. We have to wait until after Card Fest for that. Their scalpers are already having people who made it to Utrecht. They're already fishing it out. It just is what it is. Maybe this is something. Maybe that's there to help quell that. Not really sure, but I'm glad that's happening. I don't think this was already pre-planned. I think this is just reactionary to the December 7th relaunch. Because quite honestly, and that's the reason why I made my most recent video on a lot of players where are people getting this product? Where is it? And I was asking the stores around, and they're like, we don't know what to do. They're emailing Bandai, not getting any replies. They're like, do we show it? On this website, it says release date December 7th. It's the 7th. Can we get this started? Maybe that was a reaction to that. I'm not sure. So here we have thoughts about the Gundam card game. This game is going to be released in 3 different languages: English, Chinese, and Japanese. That's causing issues in its own right. Generally, honestly, for me, I'm just going to say my part about this. If you have Japanese card, English cards, whatever language you end up having, it should all be legal. Especially if they're doing simultaneous release. I understand if you don't do simultaneous release, maybe in Digimon, Japan had their sets 6 months ahead, so you may not want to be able to acquire those cards and play them super early where other people don't have access to things like that. Right now, since it's going to be worldwide release, go ahead and allow it to happen. I think other games kind of do that. A lot of Bandai games really don't. I know some people in certain regions they want certain languages, but we're not going to get too much far into that part. So this is a pretty good, interesting part here. So it says previously Bandai has developed other trading card games that include Gundam series in its theme. So Gundam MS War, Gundam War that's going to talk about, and this one that looks really cool. I think it's called Gundam Cross War. That game looks awesome. The artwork looks awesome. The card art. Anyway, I'll put some cards in the screen so you guys can check it out. So among those, Gundam War is the one title that was enjoyed by many and became called by some as the representative TCG for Gundam. Now, quite honestly, to me, looking at it right now, it doesn't really reach modern standards because the card art is kind of old, the card border is kind of old, but things like that. But people loved it apparently. So it says, despite this, we became aware that the management at the time for the Gundam War and its successors, Gundam War NEXA or Next Day, seems to have had aspects, etc., that sparked distrust in its customers. So essentially they're saying they had bad management back in the day and they kind of learned from it. However, we reflected and analyzed what we could to improve based on our experience with operating TCG titles from the series other than Gundam. So obviously they've learned things, they're going to utilize things they've learned from One Piece and all these things. The current management and development teams members include those who've played and those who've worked on and involved in Gundam War. So the team has a strong understanding of the history up until this point here. So we hope those who played Gundam War will try to play the Gundam card game. So they must be getting, I personally haven't seen this type of backlash, but maybe they've been getting a lot of stuff from Gundam War players, just another game coming out. We already had a good game. Why are you doing this? So this is a pretty cool, interesting segment here. This is pretty much just saying why they chose the name Gundam Card Game over, MS War, Cross War, these war things. First off, it's kind of hard for social media to accept the word war nowadays. So typing in Gundam War may cause some red flags to come up. That's just how media is right now. But they just said they just want this to be like the strongest staple, and this is going to be it. They want this game to be the game forever. And this part of the article just kind of goes over the game and what they, the reason for making the rules super simple, and because they wanted, the game to be super simple for people who didn't like Gundam. They want to bring in new players and also people who are new to TCG players who love Gundam, but they don't really play TCGs, to be able to get into it super easy. So if you think about it, the game is just based on just your mobile suit and then your pilot and then maybe a tech card. This part of the article kind of just goes over that they've also considered, and they haven't really done this in any other card game, honestly, the multiplayer aspect about it. Make sure they have good 1v1 play, of course, obviously, but out of the gate, 2v2 play and Battle Royale. Now, if you guys don't know, like if you play any Bandai card game right now, there's not really any multiplayer ruling. You kind of have to make it up yourself. Me and my friend, for the longest time, we're making Digimon trading card game rules, and you have to change up so much. So that means that the cards are already going to be like verbaged for multiplayer. And the reason I did this is because they didn't just want this game to be just another serious 1v1 game. They wanted people to be able to play with their friends and just jump into it with the family. Like some people just want the card game just to have it in that kind of thing. Different parts of the world wants to be able to play this, and they don't have like the kind of the 1v1 local scene that everyone kind of expects the card games to just be and just have. I mean, and that the fact that you have to be that kind of player in order to even play it. Like me, yes, I'm gonna play 1v1. And I really hope there's a 2v2 format that's like super competitive, so me and my boy can go out there and take some W's, hopefully. But anyways, all right, one thing a lot of players ask is the art good for the game? And a lot of players don't play card games just because the art is bad. The TCG players are far in between, and we're a mess. We're a mess. The game can be 10 out of 10 godlike, but if the art looks like trash, no one's gonna play it. It just is what it is. Me, I'm gonna say I'm kind of in that boat as well. Let me just explain. Like, I don't like card games that are PNG. A lot of the cards for Union Arena is a good example. That game is a good example of a card game that I do not like because of its art. To me, it just looks kind of like stock art-ish. I don't like games like Y Swords and just how the images look like there's just screenshots from the show. But anyways, this card game said, yeah, we feel that we're going to make sure that we have custom art for this game. Hopefully they use some of their old arts too from the Gundam Cross War. Some of that art is awesome. Don't let it go to waste, guys. Let the world see it in some of your brand new cards. But they also gave the artist kind of like free reign as well. Like say, for example, they wanted the artist to draw the pilots and the characters. Now they have a lot of mobile suit art, they said, but they don't have a lot of like pilots and characters art. So they had the ones that are kind of general look. This is how they look normally. And then they said, hey, go ahead and take your flair. Go ahead and use your own artistic ability to make this character come to life. Like I'll go ahead and put on the screen here, Banagher, for example. That's the coolest looking Banagher of all time. But if you compare, you can't find this Banagher anywhere else. Like he looks like he's a badass. So like that was like the artist's personal rendition of how he felt Banagher should look, kind of redesigned. So we have like the Wind Gundam here, for example. You have like, that's the general look. That's probably the one that looks like where they said, hey, we're going to go ahead and keep it this style. That's what we want for our general base style. And then he said the alt art, whoever had, I don't know how they say whoever gets the alt art, but they say, hey, you're going to do the alt art and take it away. Do whatever. And bam, look at that. The guy made black and white with the green splash and it looks freaking awesome. There's no other alt art like it. That's why like the alt arts don't really like, share a trend. But I hope they kind of keep this pace. That's pretty cool. All right, and going over to the edition beta, this is actually pretty interesting. Other than them saying that they have only made the beta in a very specific way with 3 of the 4 announced colors. So obviously they don't have red. They have the green, white, and blue. You know, they made sure to make it accessible to 2 players out the box. So as soon as you grab a box, you can give it to your boy. You can actually play and build decks out of that, rather than it just being the normal trope of here, buy a starter deck. Yeah, play your friend with the starter deck. You can't really do anything else, right? You can't buy just 1 starter deck. You have to buy 2. And generally, everyone has to technically buy 4 because you want 2. You want full copies of everything. And also, like, the building aspect as well. Couldn't really do anything else. You have to buy booster packs to have that feeling. This kind of already has it down. This time, we've released a limited beta version, edition beta. For digital games, it's common to hear beta versions, but it's not so much in TCGs. Quite honestly, it's not. This is probably the first time I ever heard about this in the trading card game. Because as we want to release the Gundam card game worldwide and expect the reactions from users in each region to be different, to vary. And that makes sense, just like your Westerners here. We decided to release the beta version of the product to allow us to confirm the reactions of people around the world. And to everyone who has played it, we hope that you will kindly let us know what your thoughts are in the survey released in that region. And we hope to include improvements from everyone's reactions in the full release. See this part right here, when I highlight says we hope to include improvements to everyone's reactions. Now, I don't know if that means they're going to errata some of these cards out the gate. Maybe some of these beta cards may not even be legal on release. It depends on what they're going to get. So I do see how they're probably doing this to gauge it out, because it is Gundam. Gundam is kind of niche. Instead of them releasing like a whole new card game like One Piece and just spamming it out there, or not spamming out enough, they just want to gauge on how they're going to probably distribute it. This is probably like the nicest way of telling us we're doing like some big business stuff to make sure that we don't waste product. Because I know in One Piece I heard there was like distribution problem. There wasn't enough. They misunderstood the actual want for the product in certain regions. Quite honestly, I think I saw a chart a long time ago. Gundam Card Game's interest was very, very, very low in the States. But like that was like the first couple of weeks. It may have changed, things of that nature. Or there may be certain parts of the state they have to make sure they gauge. So the beta edition is going to be that. But I'm really curious to see if they're going to change any rules. Like maybe this whole like dual color system that they have right now may not even be part of the real game. All right, in the last part here, just talk about worldwide release, and they just kind of just want to let you know that this is their first time really trying to buckle down and do a worldwide release here, and that there's just going to be some things that are just unavoidable. This is a giant planet, guys. A lot of places that want certain volumes of product. Main product, they're probably going to be like spot on, as good as they can, like the releases of boxes. But when it comes to like promos and like those weekly cards you get, you guys are playing locals, big tournament events, picking certain local stores to hold like regionals and things of that nature, and they get special packaging. A lot of those things may have like distribution errors. So they kind of just bear with us as they get everything smoothened out. All right, in this part, he's just saying, hey, if you guys play, do the survey. Let them have it. Like, let them know, guys. If you guys have a problem, oh man, this is just like this game and that name, say it there. Just say it there, okay? If I get access to the survey or know where the survey is, I'll go ahead and maybe make a video of it or a quick short about it, so you guys don't miss out on speaking your voice on to be able to make this a beta version, a better version when it comes out and release. And it's going to be, I think, releasing possibly this spring. That's just still up in the air. Let us know in the comments down below any kind of thoughts you have about the Gundam card game, any kind of Bandai, just in general when it comes to its card games. I know it's released a lot of card games. Do you think it's just like, man, I'm trying to play so many games, I can't really do this? Any kind of thoughts, guys? Let's go ahead and have a discussion. I know a lot of you guys do have something to say. Let's go ahead and say it. All right, we're just going ahead and clock this one out. I know that's a long video, so let's go ahead and just end it here. Peace out, guys.